Guys, this is my Fear the Walking Dead episodes 1, 2, and 3 review. Basically, I'll give you a brief description for each episode, okay, in this video. Okay, episode 1, I give it an 8.0 out of 10. It was a great start to a series premiere. In episode 1, we basically start with Nick waking up in a church, and he finds that there's blood everywhere. Then he attempts to go find his friend Gloria, and after that, he finds out that she's a zombie. He freaks out and takes off sprinting and basically gets hit by a car. After that, he goes to the hospital, and later on, his parents, basically Travis, stepdad, and Madison, his mother, and then sister Ashley, go to visit him in the hospital. Basically, they argue about what happened, what did he take this time, and all that. And then after that, Travis receives a phone call from his ex-wife Liza, and they basically argue about who's gonna take his son this week. It's Travis's turn, but then his son doesn't want to go, so they argue about that. The next part is Madison and Ashley go to the school, and because they're late, and Madison has counseling today. She's gonna interview potential candidates for college, I guess colleges, and Ashley is late to school. After that, later on, Ashley sneaks out of school to go see his boyfriend Matt. They make plans to go to the beach, and then later on, Ashley shows up at the beach, but his boyfriend Matt doesn't show up. When Madison arrives at the school, there's a principal, I guess, Marty, that says that there's a lot of kids out sick, and if she got the flu shot. Then after that, there's a kid that comes in that sets off the metal detector, and basically Madison takes him into his office and basically asks him to give him the knife. He has a knife in his pocket, that's why the metal detector went off. Tobias says if she could give him his knife back because he needs it, and she asks why. He basically goes on to tell her that there's a virus going around, reports in 5 states, so it's not safe, that they're safer in numbers, and everybody's dumb. And after that, that's the end of it. The next part is at the hospital. Nick wakes up from a nightmare, and he's talking to Travis. Basically, Travis wants to know what happened at the church. In the beginning, he doesn't want to really tell him. Then later on, he does. He tells him that something horrible happened at the church. Then Travis goes to the church to check it out. He sees that there's blood everywhere, but he doesn't find bodies or anything. Later on, he goes back to the hospital, and Madison is there. Then after that, Madison has to go back to school again, basically. And this time Travis and Madison go to the church once again. Madison starts to cry because he finds Nick's needles, and she's worried about him, obviously. At this point, they know that Nick is not lying. They go back to the hospital again. This time Nick is gone. He basically escapes from the hospital. After that, they go look for him at his drug dealer friend. They don't know that he's a drug dealer. I'm just telling you guys. Kelvin is his name, and they don't find him there. But later on, Nick and Kelvin meet at a diner, and Kelvin is mad because their parents went to look for Nick at his house, and he doesn't want any trouble because obviously he's a drug dealer. Okay, Nick wants, the reason he's with Kelvin at the diner is because he's wondering if he could get some drugs because he's starting to go into withdrawal. After that, Kelvin is suspicious, and he ends up taking him to a shipping area. He goes to his trunk to get a gun. Then after that, they get into a fight, and the gun goes off. Kelvin is shot in the stomach. Then after that, he calls Travis, but he tells him not to bring Madison. He does bring her. He basically tells them that it was an accident, and then they go look for the body, and he's not there. Back up the car. They see Kelvin, and Nick says don't, and they go see him, and Madison almost gets bit, and Travis basically pushes him away. And then this part is fun. Nick then proceeds to run him over. He backs the car up and runs him over. Then they see that he gets back up. They're surprised at that. And then Nick runs him over, this time forward, and it makes him go flying. So then after that, they realize that he's still alive. And basically they say what the hell is going on, because they know that something is wrong. They also saw Nick and Madison were on the highway, and there was a shooting on the highway. Then later on they saw it online at the school. The school was basically wondering if that was real or fake. It caused the school to leave half day early. And then they kind of realized it was connected when they were in the shipping area. So something is basically wrong at this point. They know that, but they're not sure what it is. That's it. That's it for episode 1. Episode 2, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. Definitely a better episode. Basically, it ends up where the episode 1 left off. Madison, Nick, and Travis get out of the shipping area quickly. Then, as they're driving, Travis attempts to call his wife, Liza. I think that's her name, Liza. And he can't get a hold of her. Then Madison calls Ashley, and because they're planning on leaving to the desert, they don't want any part of what's going on, so they want to leave. Ashley says no, because he tells them that his boyfriend Matt has a fever. And after that, they end up going to Matt's house, and they find out that he's been bit, and that's why he has a fever. And they're wondering if that's connected to Kelvin, basically, and the shooting on in the highway. They basically leave him there. Oh, after that, Travis goes after his ex-wife and son. Then he finds his wife, but then he realizes his son isn't there, because his son is actually at a protest in the middle of the city. Later on, they go get him and everything, but at the house, Madison, Nick, and Ashley are at the house, and Nick is starting to go into withdrawal, so Madison tells Ashley to take care of him, because she's going to the school to get drugs, basically, for him. She's at the school now. Then she runs into Tobias. He wants his knife back, basically, and she kind of knows why at this point. Tobias is also there to get food, so he's stocking up on food. As they attempt to leave the school, they run into Marty. Tobias knows he's a zombie, as well as Madison, but Madison tries to talk to him, and she almost gets bit again. And then Tobias, he has his knife now, so he stabs him like a couple times, like right here. Then Marty ends up pushing Tobias down the stairs, and after that, Marty's on top of him, and basically Madison hits him in the head with a fire extinguisher and kills him. So that's where that leaves off. Chris is at the city. Like I said, he's protesting because they killed a homeless guy, and obviously they don't know what's going on. They killed a homeless guy, and they're protesting. And then once they also kill one more lady that's coming towards them. They say to stop, and she doesn't, and they kill her. After that, there's a bunch of riots that basically break out. They can't control the city at this point. And basically, like I said earlier, Travis, Liza, and Chris are in the city, and as they attempt to leave, they can't, because there's a lot of police, with riot gear and everything, coming, so they can't leave. They actually end up going to a barber shop where they meet the Salazars. After that, they basically lock the shop up because there's riots going on outside, and they have to stay there for a while. At the house, Alicia witnesses Mr. Dawson. He's attacking a lady, and she wants to help, but Madison doesn't say anything. She just stops her. Basically, she blocks the door. She doesn't want to get involved right now. Basically, they don't have anything with them. No guns, no knives, nor anything. So they can't really do anything. The final thing is Travis, like I said, Travis, Liza, and Chris Eliza and Chris stay at the barber shop for the rest of the episode. The final thing is Travis talks on the phone with Madison, and he tells her that they should leave, and then he'll catch up later on. But she doesn't want to. They should stay together, and that was basically it of the second episode. Okay. Okay, the third episode. Okay. Episode 3, it basically leaves off where episode 2 left off. At the Zalazars at the barbershop, the riots are causing fires all over the place, and next door there's a fire that starts, so the barbershop is starting to get hot. The walls are melting, I guess. So everybody in the barbershop basically leave at this point. They're trying to get to Travis's car. They succeed, but on the way there, Daniel Zalazar's wife, she gets her ankle crushed, and after that Travis carries her to the truck, and she's really injured. So that's what happens next. Oh, also, when they're leaving, Chris notices that there is a police officer that's eating another police officer, so he's like shocked at seeing that. They don't really have time to react, so they just leave. Oh, they're attempting to take Daniel's wife to a hospital. They're there, but they notice they can't really go in because the hospital is basically overrun at this point. So they decide that they're gonna go to Madison's house. Okay, at the house, for some reason, Madison, Nick, and Alicia start playing Monopoly. I guess that's what they're gonna do in the zombie apocalypse, play Monopoly. After that, they hear that there's somebody in the house. Mr. Dawson is coming towards the house, so they want to go get some ammo and a gun next door at his neighbor's house. Susie, I think is her name. They do. Then as soon as that happens, Mr. Dawson is inside the house. There's a dog there too. He ends up eating the dog. As he's doing that, Travis arrives, and Madison is trying to go back as soon as possible, as fast as possible with the gun. She gets there. Travis basically almost gets bit, and then long story short, Daniel Zalazar shoots the zombie in the head. The first time he shoots him like this. Half his face is gone. He's still moving. Then after that, they get closer and shoots him again, and at that point they know something is wrong, because if somebody gets half their face blown off and they're still moving, something is wrong. Oh, the next part is one thing I forgot to say is while Madison is trying to help Travis out, Alicia goes back to Susan's house to get the rest of the ammo because they forgot it. She does, then she attempts to run because zombified Susan is chasing her. Then after that, Chris attempts to help her, but for some reason she basically hits him in the nose, and at this point they think that she broke his nose. Then Nick points out that maybe she's dead at this point, and Travis asks why he said that, and he just says that it's the truth. She's dead. Oh, basically now the three families are in the house, and there's a couple things going on right now. There's a couple arguments going on. We're going to find out how everything plays out for the rest of the season with those three families. There are three families in the house right now. Like I said, it's the Salazars, then it's Travis's ex-wife and son, and Travis's girlfriend and step-kids, I guess. So he's going to have to find a way to match those families together because he has to, basically. There's no choice. Liza and Madison are starting to argue a little bit. Basically, Madison tells Liza that if it's bit and becomes Susan, basically, like zombie Susan, that she wants Liza to kill her. And she also points out that if Travis does it, he'll fall apart. Basically, she's telling her that he loves her more than Liza, so that kind of like stirs the pot a little. Like I said, everyone's there. The next morning, Travis basically gets rid of Dawson's body, and he buries him in the backyard. Then after that, he throws the trash out. He puts it in the front yard, and it's funny because we see another neighbor putting his trash out as well, and I guess he's surprised because nobody's paying attention to what's going on. So that's kind of funny. The next thing is, like I said, everyone's gonna leave. Everyone wants to leave the house. They want to go to the desert, except for the Salazars. The Salazars are gonna stay at the house, and Daniel Salazar, he says he called his cousin to pick them up. He's waiting for him. So his daughter points out that they should go with Travis and Madison because they are good people, but Salazar says that he doesn't want to. They're not family, basically, and he also says that he could survive on his own. So he's stubborn. The only good thing about him, though, I really like him because he knows. He doesn't really think, he just acts. So he knows something is going on. So he was actually the one who killed Dawson. Nobody else wanted to. So he's like ahead of his time at this point, kind of like a Shane type of character. So that's good. Oh, when Travis and Madison attempt to leave, on the way there, Madison notices his neighbor. I think his name is Patrick, and Patrick is the husband of zombified Susan. Patrick is about to go in the house, and Madison wants to warn him, so they don't leave. She goes back and tries to warn him that Susan is not herself. Basically, they're in the garden, and Susan is about to bite him, but the National Guard arrives right on time, and basically they shoot her in the head, and he doesn't know what's going on. He says why, and then they take both of them. I think Patrick will turn anyway, just because the National Guard, I think this season, is the bad guys. Eventually they're going to declare martial law, and they're just going to kill everybody. So I think Patrick is a goner. They basically, for this season, everybody has a choice. They either do what Travis is doing and try to escape and survive, or they do what those people in the city are doing, going crazy, rioting. Those people will be the first one to die, obviously. Like in 24 hours, all those people will be zombies. There's no question about it. Okay. Like I said, National Guard arrives, he kills his zombie wife, then Daniel says it's too late, and I think what that means is that the National Guard arrived too late. Obviously the whole city's not infected yet, but the virus has spread enough. The virus has spread enough so far that that it's too late to stop it. So that's what I think he meant about that. Also, there's a plane that goes over, like in the final scenes, and I think that plane is related to the special we're going to see in a few weeks, the zombie plane special. Also, I didn't mention this, but basically there's going to be a survivor in that plane at the end of the special, and he will be in season 2 of this show. So that's pretty cool. That's basically it. If you guys haven't checked this series out, I highly recommend it. It's really good. It gets better and better every episode. My next video will be the Dragon Ball Super episode 10 review. I also left links in the description for my older Walking Dead videos. If you guys want to check those out, they're there. That's it for this video. Don't forget to share, favorite, like, and subscribe. See you guys next time, and thanks for watching.